Marlo, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The flip flop of your moods sometimes makes me say, "Are you feeling okay?" Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 10. It's been 10 episodes already. It's like flying by, flying by. I'm enjoying them though. I mean, hey, we love them. Anyway, but Marlo, there's a flip-flop in well, we know you flip-flop back and forth and stuff like that, and that's cool, but your moods are so, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And as we go forth and it starts opening up, there's more and more layers to it. And sometimes I find myself questioning you, are you okay? And Kandi, oversharing. Oversharing. You made me cringe twice on here, on this episode with your oversharing. I was like, Kandi, are you serious right now? Anyway, listen, let's go here. Blue Ridge Mountain is where the girls are going to be going to, where Marlo invited them, on a little road trip. They're going to go up to Blue Ridge Mountain. It's a small, community, and it's like she said like camping or whatever, but the house was gorgeous. We'll get to all that. But anyway, that's where they were going. But before we do all that, we actually see Blaze and Brooklyn on a play date. So, that's Kandi and Kenya. They took their girls and they had a play date. And Kandi was really excited. And I had to laugh because Kandi, I said, she's so excited. She's like, this is just so great to be able to see our daughters actually hanging out, And then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, Kandi, like you already had a daughter and everything like that. So but then I thought about it. And I'm like, yeah, this is actually, I said, no, it really is a big deal. I had to slow myself down and say, check yourself, because you being, kind of dismissive. No, it is a big deal because one, we just came out of the pandemic. So the kids haven't really been able to play, with each other, just like the adults haven't been able to play with each other. And they're young. And when they're young like that, the time goes by so fast. When you look up, child, they'll be going to school. So yeah, it actually is a big deal. I had to slow myself down and say, wait a minute, listen to what she's really saying. And then just think, with Kandi and the way she works, this probably was really a big deal. Because how often does she really get to go and do play dates with her kids? Everything with Kandi is work and business strategy and traveling and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And same thing with Kenya. These people are celebrities. They're always on the move, always on the go. So to really be able to do just normal stuff is a big deal. So I had to check myself, which is okay. I'm checkable on some things. Anyway, so I had to slow myself down. Kenya was sharing with Kandi that, she's still going through some changes with the Kenya Moore hair care situation, more delivery issues, on the international front, getting things internationally because she was using China for a lot of things. But she actually has a team now. So she does have a team, and the team, they're going to get her straight. Just like Kandi told her, she said, girl, you can't do it all on your own. Now that you've hired a team, the team will work because you got people in the team that specialize in certain things, so they'll be able to actually help you and hook you up. Then they start talking about the Marlo stuff. This was the first cringe-worthy moment that I had in this episode. As soon as Kandi opened her mouth and started sharing with Kenya about the fact that Marlo put the boys out. And I hate the verbiage. I really do hate the verbiage that's being used here because it makes it seem worse than what it is. And it is a verbiage thing. But because Kandi said, yeah, she threw the boys out. She threw the boys out. And first of all, Kandi, she shared that with you. She shared that with you. She didn't share it with you and say, hey, go tell the other girls. So I cringed when I heard Kandi roll into that. I was like, that's oversharing. That I wouldn't touch with a long handle spoon. Your whereabouts of your children and something that you, anything that has to do with your children, that was a Marlo Kandi conversation. If she wanted to have it with the group, she'd have had it with the group. So I felt like that was oversharing. That was oversharing, and I said at some point that's probably gonna come back and bite you in the ass. But whatever, because you know y'all is off and on anyway. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of, let's go over to Marlo's house. Marlo and her sister Crystal. Now, her sister Crystal is normal. She's just a normal, regular, schmegler girl with a job. She has 4 children, and there's a lot of little things in here that just kind of say, boop, 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 boop. So I'm going to get ready to say a lot. I'm going to say a lot, so just be mindful. I'm going to go there. Okay, so we're looking in the room. The room's a mess, but nothing. I mean, it's boys. If you don't stay behind them, they will make a mess, and they will have shit everywhere. And that's what it was. It was shit everywhere, and that was no real, you know. Well, we just had the house cleaner come in and it. Okay, so there's clothes everywhere. Okay, I got it. And then she showed this hole in the wall. Here we go. See, this is the thing. Kids, period. Kids do certain stuff. Kids don't normally just punch holes in walls, okay? So this where I was hearing things thrown around like, oh, well, that's not regular. Children don't punch holes in walls. If you have a child that's punching a hole in the wall, you need some counseling. Your child needs some counseling. And there's something going on where your child is literally punching a hole in the wall. Children who are displaced and are in the foster system or have been adopted, they have another layer to them, okay? So at times, there's going to be anger issues. There's going to be this sense of being thrown away, this sense of like the parents, and they got a lot going on. So yes, there is a whole different skill set when you are dealing with foster children and adoption. There's a whole different thing going on. And then their mom has issues. You don't know what they saw. You don't know what they've been through because we ain't really talked about it and all of that. So there's layers to the boys, okay? So, yeah, you got to be ready for that stuff. You got to be ready for that stuff because there's some stuff. And trust me, I'm able to speak on it. There's some stuff that comes along with taking someone else's child, okay? So there was the hole in the wall, and that was because she said no to something. No, normal children don't do that. Throw a temper tantrum, maybe, until you break them out of that. You know, let them know you ain't going for that shit. You know, crying and stuff like that. Maybe being angry. You know, there's things that are normal for children to do when you say no to something. Punching a hole in the wall is not one of them. And they're not even of that type of age. Like, isn't William just getting to high school, like 9th or 10th grade? You that angry? You punching holes in walls? Something going on. He needs some counseling. Anyway, her sister was telling her, you have to be more forceful. And then I kept saying, well, how does she know how much force that she's using? Because she's saying basically like, they're over here and they're pampered. They're pampered. We see that, child. They are pampered. And the pampering don't change things. You can't buy the problem away. You can't over-gift the problem away. You know, when the parents aren't there, you got to deal with it head on. You can't. And then the in and out of the parents is another thing. If the parents are completely gone, it's one thing. I've lived it both, with where the parents aren't around, aren't seeing them, aren't talking to them, aren't nothing. And then when the parents are reintroduced to the situation, it changes things and it sends them backwards. So all of this stuff. And again, had I not been through this, I wouldn't know. And I would probably have a whole different, I would be looking like that. Hell yeah. It ain't that cut and dry, folks. It ain't that cut and dry. Anyway, and I kept saying, well, how does Crystal know exactly what Marlo's doing? like this, to be able to approach it like this. And then the more she started talking, we found out that Crystal is her sister, and Crystal was actually in foster care, and Marlo she's a lot older, she got her out of foster care and took her home with her, and Crystal had done showed her ass. So you all weren't actually upfront and honest totally with us with this whole situation with Marlo. This ain't Marlo's first time at the rodeo. Marlo has been a foster parent before. It was her sister, but fostering nonetheless. And she went through the same thing. She basically raised Crystal from, what was she, like 14 or something? And she gave her pushback. And she had to actually send her away. And then she came back. You know, she had to show her the other side. And then she came back and things kind of worked out. And as they were sitting there having that conversation, it really did open up the door to a lot more of the situation. And Bravo hadn't been forthcoming. Y'all weren't totally forthcoming with us with this whole thing with Marlo. Y'all wanted us to soften to Marlo fast. So you presented us the story about the boys like that. Like, oh, Marlo really doesn't know. And Marlo knows. Marlo knows. Marlo done been through this before. So that changed the way I looked at things. And I'm like, okay. Now the sister, I was like, whoa, because the sister got 4 kids of her own. So she got the 4 kids, a 2-bedroom house, and now you just add 2 more to it. And like she said, you know, for us, where I come from, it's normal. I ain't got no money like that. But 6 children in a 2-bedroom house, I don't see it. That's a lot. That's a lot. But again, it's a definite lesson in your life living here and your life living somewhere else. And it definitely will turn the light on. And I think that's pretty much what Marlo's trying to do, is turning the light on to, like, you didn't forget where you came from because you didn't live like that when you was living with your mama. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter. When you got your mama, you got your mama. It don't make no difference. It is what it is. But it's either this or you can go over there to that. And I think, you know, that was, she was trying to give them a shock, a culture shock. Like, you know, you could have it like this or you could have it like that. You don't have to be here. I don't have to have you. So I get it. I get it. And the sister told her, I got your back, you know, and told her, watch the things you say, your mouth. Because you got to watch your mouth, too, because you can trigger them with things that you say. And we all know that Marlo is very curt and cut and to the point, you know. And no, you don't need to be telling them stuff like, you don't have to be here. And get the fuck out. And yeah, no, Marlo. No, not at all. Not at all. And that's the adult part. That's your responsibility, not to trigger them, okay? So, yeah, there was a lot of layers into this right here. And like I was saying, it was she's in the court of public opinion, which is never a great place to be. Been there. It's always going to be an issue. Once that door is open, it's always going to be an issue. When it comes to parenting, somebody's always going to try to challenge you. And like, you can't challenge me when it comes to parenting, because everybody parents different. Every decision that you make, everybody ain't going to agree with. Okay? So when you go into the court of public opinion, it's just even wider. You know what I mean? Because you're going to go through it with your family. You're going to go through it with your other siblings. You know, whatever decisions you make with these foster children, somebody's always going to disagree. Somebody's going to tell you, you're giving them too much. I've been through all that, Joe. Everybody got something to tell you about what you're doing. Meanwhile, they ain't got no foster children. They ain't had no foster children or anything, but they always got something to tell you about what they doing. But you can sit there and pluck their parenting down to what they did that didn't work out with their own children. So it just kind of is what it is. It's a very slippery slope. It's a very gray area. It is what it is. The best you can do is what you can do. You know what you're doing as far as your parenting. Do what you can do and try to do the best at it. But like I said, I don't think Bravo was really forthcoming with us about exactly what the situation was. And then when she said to the sister, I'm going to send you some money this month, honest. I laughed. I laughed, okay? Because no matter, even though Marlo is their aunt, okay? Marlo's their aunt. And Marlo is more well off and financially stable. If they are a part of the system, the state of Georgia is sending Marlo a check for them. So you goddamn right, you need to send that check over there to your sister. And I was like, why'd you even bring that up? Because you know somebody was going to zoom in on that. I zoomed in on it like, you ain't doing her no favor. So what, you going to send her some money? You damn right you going to send her some money. Because the children, when you're being a foster parent, even though you family, the children got a stipend from the state. You ain't got no other choice but to send them over there, send your sister some money, because that money that the state's sending you for them for that month, and they ain't there, and you got to report that they're not there, it's her check. She got to be okayed and all of that. Listen, but I don't know why the state would actually approve. See, that's, again, see, you opened up too many doors, because I don't know that the state would even, well, they shouldn't approve 6 kids in a bedroom. So maybe the state don't know that they over there, but they know now. They know now. But rightfully, yes, you should send her some money. You should send her some money. You damn right you should send her some money. And that was just weird that you even thought to, the conversation wasn't given that. It just wasn't given that. And I was like, why did she say that? So now I didn't open up all the other doors. Now I'm sitting there spinning like, yeah, no, because the state wouldn't have approved your sister. Her house ain't big enough. So it wouldn't have approved. Now I'm going too deep in your business. Guess what I'm getting ready to do? I'm acting like Kandi. I'm getting the hell up out your business. Girl, go on and give her some money. And you ain't had no business even saying that, because you should give her some money. If nothing more but their money. But you got it. Send it. Anyway, moving on. See, we done got too deep all down. Now I'm like, All right, whatever. Did I say I'm leaving? I'm leaving this. I'm leaving this. I'm going over Sheree's house. Sheree and Marlo get together, okay? Those two are going to drive up to Blue Ridge together. It was interesting. It was kind of interesting. Sheree done hurt her damn toe. She didn't say she broke it, but she really messed it up, trying on some boots and pushed her foot down there. I ain't gonna explain it again, because when she was explaining it, it made me cringe. But she done jacked up her damn pinky toe, and now she got one of them boots on. So she got that. The two of them were riding up together. Kandi, Monyetta, and Drew are actually going to drive up together. Everything's on Marlo. Marlo sent the car. She also sent takeout for them, food, wings and stuff from the OLG. And then they found out they can't eat in the car. You know, greedy Kandi was like, well, baby, listen, we're going to be a little late because we going to get out and go eat. I said, that Kandi, no, she let her eat, child. They got on out of the car and went and sat down and ate, honey. But yeah, they couldn't drive in the car. I was dying when Kandi said, if I can't eat in that car, I don't even want to ride in that car, child. I was dying. I said, I know that's right, Kandi. But, yeah, and earlier on, Kandi had actually told Marlo that Kenya wasn't coming. Yeah, she let her know that Kenya wasn't going to come. And Marlo's feelings looked like her feelings was really hurt by the fact that Kenya wasn't coming. See, it's the off and on stuff. Do you like Kenya or do you not like Kenya? And then, you know, of course, once your feelings was hurt, she blurts out, well, I don't care if she don't come anyway. Yeah, you do. You can see it all over your face. Yeah, it showed. It showed all over your face that you really was bothered. But, you know, you switch into the hell with her. You know, and truly, the hell with her. No big deal. She ain't coming. Drew just ain't. Drew beats the dead horse. That's Drew. Drew beats the dead horse. She it's the Sonya thing. Then now it's the Sonya and the Fathom thing, and they it's their fault because they pick at her. They were picking at her, and they knew just by mentioning Fathom and mentioning Sonya, she's going to start because she can't let it go. She got the can't let go itis, so she can't let it go, and they clowning her with it. That Drew, stop making us laugh at you, child. You're really bothered. Acting like you ain't bothered, but you really are bothered. You're bothered. Anyway, y'all personality. Well, the whole Fathom thing and her running the background check on you, that was a lot. But the whole Sonya thing, girl, just, you know, Sonya jive. She jive. She really is. As pertains to Drew, Sonya's jive. But Drew, you keep giving her the upper hand because at this point, I would be so unbothered with Sonya. I'd have probably cussed Sonya out by now, and I wouldn't even be talking to Sonya. I might would say hello, and I might not when I see her. But anything other than that, no, we wouldn't be making them. No, we wouldn't keep getting in these situations where you get the chance to hurt my feelings. You get the chance to hurt my husband's feelings. None of that. We wouldn't be doing none of that. I would not be messing with Sonya at all. And Sonya, you out of order. You out of order with the Drew thing. And Drew, you need to let it go. Leave it alone. Stop harping on it. Because you coming across as desperate. You're coming across as desperate. The hell with it. Anyway, moving on. So in the car with Kandi, Monyetta, and Drew, yet again, here goes the cringe again. Kandi's in there sharing Marlo's business. I'm like, God damn, Kandi. Like, for real, like, seriously, Marlo told you about the boys. You literally have brought it to the whole group. You've told every woman in the group Marlo's business. Now, if she get mad at you over that, Kandi, I can't, you deserve whatever she say. Because she didn't share that with you. And the thing is, you sharing it and then sharing how you don't agree with what she done. So you ain't looking real good at this point. It's like, or you're not trying to help toward a solution or anything like that. You basically are gossiping. You're gossiping. I kind of try to look at it. No, you gossiping. You telling her business and gossiping. And that's not cute. So when they call you the bone carrier, yeah, because you came across very gossipy and that everybody asked you to tell nobody all that. And it ain't none of your business. Because the truth of the matter is, the boys are wards of the state. You ain't got no business talking their business. Marlo ain't got no business talking their business. Marlo shouldn't be telling you their whereabouts. They're wards of the state. Out of order. Anyway, moving on. Get to the house. The house is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I will say this, baby, that bubble coat that Marlo got on with the rhinestone drop links over top of it that's falling in life, that little bubble coat is sickening. Sickening. Now that's a little hot piece. That's very cute. Very, very cute. Very upscaled urban wear. Sharp. It was sharp. It was so different. You know, I mean, there's so many different versions of I love to play with the designs on a bubble coat. I do. I love to play with the designs because you really can go way, way down scale with it, and you could do them for an affordable price. You know, when you do something like the handkerchiefs, how people have done like the color blocking with handkerchiefs and stuff, and they're on like a lower price end, or you can do them at a higher price end. That's very cute and real hip hop feel and very urban and stylish. And then you could, like this, take it all the way up where it's like a silkier sheen type of a fabric, and you're adding rhinestones, and it really upped the scale on it. So bubble coats are fun to play in the design of bubble coats. It really is, because you can do so much. But that was something new that I hadn't seen before. That rhinestone overlay with the drops was just fantastic to me. It really caught my eye. And Marlo's tall and all of that, and she's groovy, you know what I mean, when it comes to her fashion. So it really works. She really brought that little thing to life. That was That was, yeah. Yeah, you did that. That was cute. And, yeah. Got stuck on that. Anyway, Sonya's in Florida. So she's coming, but she's coming late. She's working on another deal with iFit. Okay? And she ends up coming in late. And when she came in late, she ends up inviting everyone to a trip to Jamaica. She's like, I hope I don't steal Marlo's shine. Like, that wasn't on nobody's mind but yours. See, you making me look at you sideways again, Miss Sonia. Made me look at you sideways. But I thought it was really groovy that iFit was going to pay for her to bring all her friends and a plus one to Jamaica for whatever that little deal that they got going. And so that's really cute. So they're going to have another really groovy girls trip. And everybody was really, really excited. And Marlo didn't feel no kind of way about it. That didn't bother her, which I said, Marlo petty. That's why I said she petty in her moods and her swings of her moods. I'm like, girl. But she didn't even, she's like, oh, cool. So that was that. And then Marlo, what is that farting in the car? And then saying that Sheree did it. Sheree was like, I did not fart in the car, nasty Marlo. I was like, yeah, you look like a car farter. Marlo. Anyway. Like I talked about the court of public opinion. Now, Marlo shared the stuff about the boys with Sheree. So the only people that she's actually told really was Kandi and Sheree. Okay, and again, in the court of public opinion, but Sheree was the opposite. She actually got it. She was, again, see it, and Sheree's never done anything with foster care. She actually has her own children. She's been a single mother at a point, and all of that. She actually did agree. Kandi actually has done fostering on Melvin, her nephew Melvin, and all of that back when she first had Riley, and she didn't agree. So you just never know. When it comes to parenting, you just never know. But it really doesn't matter. Like, who cares about the public opinion? What matters is the boys and Marlo and whoever else is wrapped around that's dealing with the transitions with the boys. That's what really matters. What we talk about don't mean a shit. It don't. My experiences and what I'm sharing don't mean shit. Marlo's two boys is totally different than my two boys. So what I'm sharing, if you hear this, girl, take the meat and spit the bones out. You know what I mean? It don't mean a shit. What matters is Marlo, those two boys, and whoever else is closely knit, and that's it. Everybody else, it don't matter. I still say, Kandi, ain't nobody asked your ass to be sharing it with the whole group. The only people that should actually know about anything is Sheree and Kandi. But everybody actually knows. Everybody knows. And then she ends up sharing it at the dinner with everybody else. And everybody was cool. They didn't bust out and say, well, Kandi told me anyway. I said, thank God, honey. Because, them two would be fighting again. Anyway, then Kenya shows up late. And Kandi played with us and said, I got a feeling that Kenya's going to show up anyway. She loves to make an entrance, which is exactly what she did. Kenya was Kenya. But Kandi actually knew because they share makeup people, and the makeup people had done already spilled the beans pretty much right in their mouth. And I'll say this, baby, that cream cashmere coat that Kenya had on with the fur lapels, cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. I said, oh, Miss Kenya. That coat was so cold. And y'all know the first person that I thought of is my girl, It's Rocks, because y'all know me and It's Rocks both. As soon as we see something like that, it's like something with some fur and something, I get a message from Rocks. Did you see it? Or I send Rocks. It must be like, girl, did you see it? We share that. We both Capricorns too, and we both love fur. So we share that thing. We both get just as excited at it. And I did. I was right. I was like, Rocks. But yeah, she was like, yeah, James. So anyway, the coat was sickening. But this is something else. Have you noticed Kenya's hair been raggedy this season? I don't know what that's about. Kenya always has like sharp clothes. She always wears really, really pretty clothes and stuff. She looks really good in her clothes. But her hair just been raggedy this season. It just ain't, because her hair was bothering me so much. She had her little part down the middle, and then that one little piece. What I was like, what is going on? What's going on? I don't know. But I will go back and give her the points. Y'all remember that one episode that they keep arguing about where she was actually sick? She looked absolutely goddamn stunning. I said, you the baddest sick I'd seen in a long time. That's probably why Marlo was so mad, because she did. When she hit that FaceTime, Kenya, that makeup, she looked stunning. And you could tell she didn't feel well, but stunning. But yeah, but her hair's been bad this season. Anyway, so when she gets there, Marlo's mood flips all over again. Flips. And now she's arguing at Kenya, and it's crazy. You didn't flip. Well, Sonya, you knew Sonya was going to be there and she was coming late. So Sonya had got there and everything was fine. But they was picking at Drew. Drew was talking about Sonya like a dog all the way up until Sonya got there. Like you had already worked yourself up. Sonya ain't even here. So you worked yourself up, so we know y'all going to get into it. I said, girl, shut up, Drew. Just shut up. Anyway, but then Marlo went into this whole thing of, she said, you know, Brookie is coming and she's not staying at the house. She's going to stay somewhere else. And Kenya threw that little jab, said, you know, well, Kandi, you know, you got so bent out of shape last time, you know, about it. So I just, you know, made another space to take care of Brooklyn. And, you know, I just didn't take it upon myself to bring my baby to the thing. And Candy's like, no. And I think that was just a moment. I think it was just a moment in time, and really, you know, they were really past it. And that, you know, Kandi was like, no, Kenya, we don't have no problem with that. And all the girls was like, girl, go on and bring Brooke, honey. And I said, child, Brooke will be so, can you imagine Brooke with all those ladies just be spoiled, honey? Brooke will be running that house, okay? She'll be running that house, which would probably be, because she'll be the only little kid there. You know, when there's only one little kid, they can either make the whole trip bad or people could make it bad because they're going to spoil the hell out of her. And that's what's going to happen. They will spoil Brooke to death on that trip. But I understand the energy somewhat because, again, it's your baby. And they're paying attention to everything that you don't want them paying attention to. And the energy between Marlo and Kenya, I don't think Brooke needs to be there either. She doesn't need to overhear anything or by chance see any of that type of tension between her mother and another one of the ladies. She don't need to. And you know, it's when it comes to Marlo and Kenya, it's a wild card. It's a wild card, but then look at it. Marlo right away said, if you ain't staying at the house, then I think that you shouldn't come to any more of the events that I have planned. Is it just me, or did that throw y'all off? And I didn't understand why Kenya continued to talk. She says, well, I'll think about it, Marlo. No. See, what we're not going to do is you play in my face like that. There's some things that don't. Listen, let me tell y'all something real quick. Tell y'all something. Hanging up a phone on me, I don't play that. I don't play that. And I get that straight from my mother. Girl, listen, let me tell you something about Miss Patty, honey. You hang up a phone on my mother, me and my brother. Now, not normal people, you know, somebody else. You hang up the phone on her, you probably would never talk to her no more. She'd be like, fuck you. You know what I mean? But if I were to click that phone off of my mother, if she well, I've done it where I've hung up and I said goodbye and she didn't hear me. You know, my mother got a key to our houses. Everywhere I've ever lived. It didn't matter how I got the house, where the house came from. My mother has keys to our house. My mother was coming through the door. And I was like, and baby, she was stomping through the door. You don't hang up no goddamn phones on me. I'm like, Miss Thing, ain't nobody hung up no phone on you. You need to pull yourself together. But my mother was heartlessly mad. You understand me? My mother don't play that hang up phone. And that's why I realized that's where I got that from. I don't play that shit. You hang up a phone on me, you probably won't ever talk to me again. So just when you, and it don't mean that I'm nothing so special, though I am. though I am. But that's a trigger. You hang up a phone on me, okay, you gave up the right to talk to me. You know, that's hanging up a phone is really like fuck you in your face. Bam. It's the exclamation point. And that's me too. If I hang up a phone on you, I don't intend to talk to you anymore. I'm done. I'm done. Click up. Something about that sound, baby. And you don't get it with these. You need a regular phone. You remember the regular phones? Baby, child, I love it. It's the exclamation point. To hell with you. What you say? Oh, child. Bye. Bam! And when you hang it up, you ever hang up the phone so bad that it rang? Bam! And it ring. And you be like, I got that bitch. Meant that shit. You know? So petty. Yeah, I am. But that's one of my things. It's true. Hang up a phone on me. We done. We done. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I don't ever accept being made to feel like I'm not wanted somewhere. Because one thing that I don't need is to be wanted somewhere. Do you understand? I turn down more invitations than trying to find somewhere to be. I give less than a damn about being invited to something or wanting to be around somebody that don't want to be around me. Let me tell you something. Like I said, I turn down more invitations than I actually accept. Okay? So when she pulled that, you going to do this or it's going to be that, I'd have been looking for a phone so I could bam and hang up the phone while we were sitting there. Girl, let me borrow your phone. Bam! Man, I wouldn't even have that conversation with Kenya. Oh, really? And especially after I done drove all the way up here. Girl, I'm out. Lights out, sister. I'd have rolled right on out. And then they had this old back and forth and telling each other why, you know. And Kenya's telling her, you know, the whole you calling me a liar, like, that stunted where we were at, Marlo. Like, and then you wouldn't let it go. And Kenya is actually right. She's actually right. You really have been doing the most, Marlo. You really have. You have been really on Kenya's neck this whole season. Yes, things in the past, but see, y'all said y'all was over the shit in the past. And I think you think that you caught Kenya in a space where she's really trying to make it work and you think you're going to keep your heel on her neck. Baby, listen, y'all know I'm not no team twirl. I'm not at all. Me and Kenya generally don't see eye to eye. But on this, Kenya, put your goddamn... I've been sick of it. I'm sick of the treatment of Kenya from Marlo. Who are you? Who are you to keep doing her like that? Like, I don't like it. I don't think it's cool. I think it's very crass. And then you actually made a comment. You made a comment that really told the story. And I'm getting ready to end this review here. You said this in this episode. You said when the boys do this, that, thing, and the other, you don't take out all your frustration on them. You save it for Kenya. So you know exactly what you're doing. And you said that, and that wasn't no joke. You meant what you said. And Kenya, tie the ankle straps on your heels and put your heels back on Marlo's back. Get it. Get it. Give her the energy that she's giving you, because it ain't right. It ain't right. You think you can't bully Kenya Moore. She's Kenya Moore. She's Kenya Moore. Just remember that. And the truth of the matter, they gave you a peach, but the fact of the matter is, Marlo, you're still a visitor at this house. And on that, I want up out of here, honey. It ain't get solved, but she still was doubling down. And if you ain't staying at the house, then you can't attend nothing else. And I just didn't understand why. You should have been on your way back to Atlanta, or just to the hotel for the night and cancel them plans, and you and Brookie go on home, honey. Because I wouldn't even want it to be at nothing else. I wouldn't even want to be at nothing else. And would have told Bravo, I don't give a goddamn. Y'all better find something else for me to film because that whore is not going to do me. Psh. Strap up your sandals, Kenya. You know what to do. Anyway, on that, I'm done. I'm out of here. Tell me what y'all think. I know we went over a lot of stuff, a lot of touchy stuff. So I'm sure my comments is going to be real interesting. I'm interested to see what you girls and guys have to say. I'll talk to y'all down in the comments later. I'll be back on screen with y'all for the next episode. But I'll see y'all in the comments later.